Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to start fluid connective tissue. In the previous video I have explained about connective tissue proper and supportive connective tissue I have already discussed, and in this I'll start with the fluid connective tissue. So as I have explained, what is connective tissue means it is connecting all the tissues, organs, and it forms a structure like in our body. If you see from top to bottom, this connective tissue is present in different forms. So we have studied about the areolar tissue, adipose tissue, fibrous connective tissue, and we have studied about in supportive connective tissue, that is bone and cartilage, which forms a skeleton. Now in this fluid connective tissue we'll study about blood and lymph. So this blood, it is in the form of fluid. So what does it do? It is a special type of connective tissue which maintains link among different parts of the body. See, it is we know that blood is flowing. It is in the form of flowing in all the parts of our body, and ये हमारे बॉडी में प्रेजेंट होता है फ्लूइड के फॉर्म में, and it is flowing. And what is the function? Is to the function of this blood is to transport materials, receive materials. It is transporting, मतलब क्या है, ये एक जगह से दूसरी जगह ट्रांसपोर्ट करता है मटेरियल से, लाइक ऑक्सीजन, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, hormones, nutrients, and waste product of the cells, which is formed after the cellular activities. So we will study this blood. It receives materials from certain parts of the body and transport them to other parts. Means, like if you talk about oxygen, RBC carries oxygen, and oxygen is used by the cells for respiration to form energy by the process of glycolysis. So for the formation of energy, what happens? There is a when energy is formed, carbon dioxide is produced. Now this carbon dioxide will be carried by this RBC, and it will be, so this process will be continuous process will takes place. It will carry the glucose, hormones, waste products. So this is the function of blood. So it has some transport system. It consists of two basic components, that is blood and lymph. Blood is composed of two things, that is the liquid part, that is plasma, and the cellular part, that red blood cells, white blood cells, that WBC, and platelets. See, this plasma is, we can say it is a matrix, the liquid matrix. The cells of this blood is separated by liquid matrix. That matrix is called plasma. See, this plasma is a matrix, and this matrix will lack fibers. This plasma, about 55 to 60% of the blood is plasma, and this cellular part is 40 to 45%. RBC is also called erythrocyte, WBC is called leukocytes, and platelets is called thrombocyte. So we have seen the blood is composed of two things, that is a liquid part and the cellular part. Like liquid part जो है blood का वो है plasma, और cellular part, or we can say solid part of the blood is RBC, WBC, and platelets. So all these are mixed together and form blood. See, RBC is a cell, WBC and platelets, all these three are living part, and this is a liquid part. And this liquid part, plasma, will contains water, salt, sugar, lipids and amino acids. Water, salt, sugar, lipids, amino acid, etc. So we'll start with the RBC. About the RBC count is 5 to 6 million per cubic millimeter. WBC is 5,000 to 10,000 per cubic millimeter, and platelets is 2.5 lakh to 4 lakh per cubic millimeter. Now we will see the function of this blood. So what does it do? It transports materials like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nutrients, hormones and vitamins to the tissues, and carries waste product from the tissues formed by the excretory organs. WBC fight against the diseases by producing antibodies and engulfing the pathogens. And one more function is that is platelets helps in the formation of blood clotting, Blood also helps in maintaining the body temperature. See, we have seen this. These are the blood cells, red blood cells. Red blood cells are small. They are circular and biconcave shape. It is flat and it lacks nucleus. So in this, nucleus will be absent. Why nucleus is absent? Nucleus is present when this is in matured RBC. Nucleus will be absent. See, nucleus is absent. The formation of RBC will be takes place in the bone marrow, and nucleus will helps in the cell division. So for that, nucleus is not present in RBC, and RBC needs more space to carry oxygen. That's why it lacks some other cell organelles also, like mitochondria, ER, lysosomes. All these kind of cell organelles are absent in RBC. Nucleus, mitochondria, ER, lysosomes are absent. White blood cells. These white blood cells is of three types, that is basophil, neutrophil and eosinophil. That is granular blood cells is also of two types, that is granulocyte and agranulocyte. These three, basophil, neutrophil and eosinophil, are granulocytes, and agranulocytes are monocytes and lymphocytes. Okay, we'll start with the lymph now. And I'll start with the lymph. Lymph is the fluid surrounded by the body cells. So this lymph is actually a filtered blood in which RBC is not present. That's why it is colorless. लिम्फ में क्या है, लाइक अ ब्लड, इट इज़ ऑल्सो इज़ अ फ्लूइड. ये एक फ्लूइड है. इसमें WBC एंड प्लेटलेट्स विल बी प्रेजेंट. कुछ ब्लड प्रोटीन्स विल बी ऑल्सो प्रेजेंट इन द लिम्फ. प्रोटीन्स भी प्रेजेंट होंगे. WBC एंड प्लेटलेट्स प्रेजेंट होंगे एक्सेप्ट RBC. इसीलिए इसका कलरलेस होता है. Next is, it contains white blood cells and not the red blood cells. Both blood and lymph are mainly concerned with the transportation and also with immunity. See, दोनों का काम क्या है? ट्रांसपोर्टेशन करना. ट्रांसपोर्टेशन क्या करना? न्यूट्रिएंट्स हैं, ऑक्सीजन है, हॉर्मोन्स हैं, एंटीबॉडीज़ हैं, ऑल इन सब चीज़ों को ट्रांसपोर्ट करने का काम कौन करता है? पूरे ब्लड ये बॉडी को कनेक्ट करता है ये ब्लड और लिम्फ. जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन है, इट इज़ डन बाय द ब्लड एंड लिम्फ. इट इज़ ऑल्सो कंसर्न विद द ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ट्रांसपोर्टेशन एंड ऑल्सो विथ इम्यूनिटी का काम भी करता है, बिकॉज सी इन दिस WBC इज प्रेजेंट, WBC प्रेजेंट है एंड WBC हेल्प्स इन द फॉर्मेशन, इम्यूनिटी प्रोवाइड करता है. नाउ विल सी फंक्शन. As I told you that it helps in the transportation of nutrients. Nutrients that filtered out from blood capillaries into the lymph and transported back to lymph into blood through heart. क्या करेगा? न्यूट्रिएंट्स जो फिल्टर आउट हो जाते हैं कैपिलरीज से, ब्लड कैपिलरीज से लिम्फ में, और ये लिम्फ क्या करता है? ट्रांसपोर्ट बैक कर देता है बाय द लिम्फ इनटू द blood, and it will be through the heart. Second point is helps in the transportation of fat absorbed from intestine. Fat का जो transportation है वो कौन करेगा? It will be done by the lymph from intestine to the blood. Third point is keeps the tissue and organs of the body moist. See, it provide fluid so that it can keep the cells or tissues moist. मॉइस्ट रखता है ताकि वो ड्राई ना हो जाए सेल्स. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज दीज लिम्फ ऑर्गन्स क्या प्रोड्यूस करेंगे? इट विल प्रोड्यूस lymphocytes which in turn produce antibodies to strengthen the immune system of the body. It will produce antibodies. Lymphocytes will produces antibodies which can strengthen the immunity of the body. Okay, so we have completed this connective tissue. Now I'll start with the muscle. See, we'll start with the muscular tissue. This muscular tissue forms the muscles of the body. ये क्या फॉर्म करेगा? हमारी बॉडी की में जो मसल्स हैं वो फॉर्म करेगा. इट विल बी फॉर्म्ड बाय द muscular tissue, and this muscular tissue is different from other tissue because it has the ability to contract and relax. Unique ability to contract and relax. इसमें जो एबिलिटी होती है कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करने की एंड रिलैक्स करने की, इसकी वजह से हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? हम लोग वी कैन डू आवर वर्क, वी कैन परफॉर्म सम मैकेनिकल वर्क, एंड इट इज़ ऑल्सो रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द मूवमेंट ऑफ द बॉडी, सो दैट वी कैन परफॉर्म मैकेनिकल वर्क. मूवमेंट ऑफ द बॉडी helps in locomotion. Next we will see the structure of the muscles tissues. Muscular tissue structure will be, it is elongated shape. Elongated means what? लंबा होगा shape में, something like this. The contractility is due to the presence of contractile proteins, that is actin, myosin in the muscle fiber. मसल फाइबर्स जो मसल टिश्यूज़ जो हैं उनमें कॉन्ट्रैक्शन कैसे होगी? बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रेजेंस ऑफ द प्रोटीन. दैट प्रोटीन इज एक्टिन एंड मायोसिन इन द मसल फाइबर. नाउ वी विल सी द फंक्शन ऑफ द मस्कुलर टिश्यू. द फर्स्ट वन इज इट सपोर्ट्स द बोन्स एंड अदर ऑर्गन्स ऑफ द बॉडी. ये जो मसल टिश्यूज़ जो हैं वो क्या करेंगे? बोन्स और अदर ऑर्गन्स को सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड करेंगे. Second point is it helps in the movement and locomotion. Because of this protein is present, actin and myosin, it will help in the contraction of the muscles and it will help in movement and locomotion. Next point is it helps in peristalsis of gut, heartbeat, etc. What is peristalsis? Wave-like movement of the muscles. Peristalsis, when we are taking food, it helps in the movement of the food from the esophagus, from mouth to the esophagus, and it moves to the stomach. Next point is it is of, these muscles are of three kinds, that is striated, unstriated and cardiac muscles. This striated muscle is also called skeletal muscle and it is voluntary muscle. इसे skeletal muscle भी कहते हैं और voluntary muscles भी कहते हैं. Unstriated muscles is called as smooth or involuntary muscles. And the third one is cardiac muscle, and it is only present in the heart, and it is involuntary muscles. So I'll start with the striated muscles. These muscles are under the control of our will. Our will means what? Means this will be in our control. ये हमारे control में रहेगा. Like if we can move our hand, we can walk, we can move our neck up and down like this. We can move this part of our body, and this movement is in our control. ये हमारे control में है. जब हम चाहें इसे move कर सकते हैं. That kind of muscle is called striated muscles, and these are made up of long fibers. ये long fibers के बने होते हैं. They are nucleated and striated. See, this is a skeleton muscle. See, it is cylindrical shape. See, this is cylindrical shape and more than one nucleus, multinucleated, and there is a band like dark and light band is present in this cells. It is called striation. इस फाइबर के ऊपर डार्क और लाइट कलर के जो बैंड्स हैं बने हुए उसे बोलते हैं स्ट्रिएशन. एंड दे कंस्टिट्यूट अबाउट 50% ऑफ आवर बॉडी वेट. ये हमारी बॉडी वेट का 50% है. हमारे बॉडी का 50% वेट किससे बना हुआ है? दिस स्ट्रिएटेड मसल से. These muscles are found in our arms, legs, face, neck, etc. These all are present in our body. इन जगहों पे striated muscles present होंगे. Next is unstriated muscles. This unstriated muscles is called involuntary muscles. You can see this is a unstriated muscles. Unstriated क्यों बोल रहे हैं? क्योंकि इसमें डार्क और लाइट बैंड्स प्रेजेंट नहीं है. नो स्ट्रिएशन इज प्रेजेंट इन दिस cells, and they are not under the control of our will. ये हमारे will में control में नहीं है. This muscle without conscious control and found in muscles that contracts without the conscious control and found in the walls of the organs like stomach, intestine, etc. are called involuntary muscles. The shape is spindle shape. This is spindle shape. Tapering cells. See, it is tapering from both the sides. Tapering means मुड़ा हुआ होता है at the end, and it is uninucleated. Single nucleus will be present. They are found in intestine, iris of eye, skin, lining of blood vessels, urinary bladder, etc. All these parts it is present. Next is cardiac muscles. See, this cardiac muscles, it will be present only in the heart. Heart में ही present होगा. Heart के walls में are involuntary. This is also involuntary, means this will also not in our control, and the function and found only in the walls of the heart. The fibers of cardiac muscles are striated. We can see this image, cardiac muscles. We can see the striation bands, light and dark bands we can see in this muscle cells, and they are branched. We can see the branches to which they are attached with the another. Nucleus will be centrally located. Next is, we'll start with the nervous tissue. Next we will start with the neural tissue. These nerve tissue is present in the brain, spinal cord and nerves. Can see the structure. This is nerve tissue, and these neurons are specialized for the conduction of nerve impulse. ये क्या करता है? nerve impulse को conduct करता है. This is a neuron, and this neuron will not have the regeneration power. Regeneration का power का मतलब क्या हुआ? It is if it is damaged, अगर वो डैमेज हो जाता है तो इसमें रीजनरेशन या सेल डिवाइड नहीं होती है. the number of cells we got at the time of birth, it will be remain same. These neurons are specialized for conduction of nerve impulse. They receive stimuli from within or outside the body and conduct impulse. Impulse is what? Signals. It will get the signals which travel from one neuron to another neuron. This is one neuron. This is one neuron, and another neuron will be attached here. It will transfer from one neuron to the another neuron. Nerve impulse allows us to move our muscles when we want to, and the combination of muscles and the nerves will enable us to move rapidly in response to the stimulus. What is stimulus? An agent or change in the external or internal environment that includes reaction in the body. What is reaction? Reaction क्या होगा? If I'll give one example. If you touch something hot, कुछ गर्म आपने छू लिया, what you will do? You will just take your hand. आप अपना हाथ वहाँ से झटके से हटाओगे. So that is a reaction. The brain will send that message. वहाँ से response जाएगा brain तक, और brain will again give a response to move your hand. So this is a impulse. तो या तो स्टिमुलस एजेंट जो है वो एक्सटर्नल होगा या इंटरनल हो सकता है. ओके, नाउ विल सी द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ अ न्यूरॉन. So in a neuron there are three parts are there. This upper part is called cytone or cell body, or it is called perikaryon, and this contains nucleus. In this nucleus, this is nucleus, and in this granules will be present. This granules is called little granules. These are the dendrites. This is axon hillock, and this is the outer covering. It will have this part is called axon, and this axon will have outer covering. That covering is called myelin sheath, and the gap between two myelin sheath is called nodes of Ranvier, and this is a Schwann cell. This is axon terminal, or we can say nerve ending. This is called synaptic knob, and these are the dendrites. So the impulse will be received by the dendrites, and then it will go to the cell body, and it transfers from the axon to the nerve ending, and it transfers to the next dendrons, next nerve. This cytone will have nucleus, cytoplasm, with deeply stained particles called the nasal granules. That is ribosome and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Next, this is dendrites. Dendrites are efferent process because they receive impulse from receptor or other neuron and bring it to the cytone. And this axon is single, generally long efferent process which conduct impulse. It will conduct the impulse. ये क्या करेगा? यहाँ से ये impulse cytone में आएंगे. Cytone से it will go to the axon, and from axon away to the cytone to the another neuron. So the length or the size of this cell will be about 1 meter, and neuron is called the longest cell in body, longest cell. That's all. I have completed the tissue chapter, that animal tissue and plant tissue and animal tissue. Thank you.